Alright guys, in today's video, we're going to check out Amazfit's brand new latest smartwatch, the Amazfit Active 2. I do happen to have it right here and I've been wearing it for the past 1 week. So I have quite a bit of information that I want to share with you guys. Just to give you a quick heads up, the watch itself is going to be retailing for under 500 ringgit. So it's fairly affordable, especially in today's landscape. It also comes with a couple of new sensors at the back that gives you even better heart rate as well as sleep tracking. It also comes with GPS on board, a lot of activities that it tracks, and a battery life of up to 10 days. So a lot of good stuff here on the Amazfit Active 2, but without further ado, let's head over to the desk so I can, go a bit close up and show you the watch in more detail. Alright guys, so now that we are at the desk, let's take a closer look at the Amazfit Active 2 that I have right here. Now let's start off with the design, because as you can see from the design, there's a couple of things that you might want to take note of. First up is actually a very slim and lightweight smartwatch, which I appreciate very much, because when you wear it on your wrist, especially at night, you will not feel like you're actually wearing anything at all, which I think is perfect. Now in terms of the straps, you can see we do have these very sporty straps, and the reason why there's a lot of holes on here is because if you are someone who's just working out, your sweat can actually go through there, so it doesn't make like your whole wrist feel very sticky and all that. And obviously you can also swap this out very easily. You can see that we do have these latches at the back. These are 20mm straps, so you can find those replacements very easily on, say for example Shopee or whatnot. Furthermore, we also have 2 buttons on the side. Now this button here basically allows you to go into your list of applications. You can also set shortcuts to long press it. For instance, I've got my stopwatch over here because sometimes, I just want to do a very quick stopwatch. And of course, you also have the bottom right button, which you can also get to access all your activities. Now this can all be tweaked in the app itself. Now one more thing to note is obviously the display. Now the bezel surrounding the display is actually made of stainless steel, and if you just look at it head on, you'll notice that it's actually sort of like curved on the display, the glass itself, which I think is very interesting. It gives for a kind of premium kind of look, and I like it very much. The display size itself is 1.32 inches, and depending on the watch face, I would suggest you to go with this like black kind of rim, so it actually just makes the display look a little larger. But otherwise, a very bright display, again AMOLED display, so everything looks just sharp, clear and vibrant. Now let's go into a couple of widgets that I want to show you real quick on the watch just to see how smooth it is. Now if you just swipe over, you can see we can check out our widgets. We have our readiness, my sleeps, your PI, your heart rate, and all those stuff that you can all program using the app. So it's a fairly smooth process, while gliding over the display itself. And if you just pull down from the top, this is where you get into your control center, a lot of shortcuts that once again you can customize in the app. Dragging up from the bottom, you get into your notifications and you can see all that in there. One fun fact is if you are using an Android device together with the watch, you can actually get a full-fledged keyboard to actually type in replies to your chats. However, I'm using this with iOS, so that's not available over here. Now moving on to the second component here, let's talk a little bit about the health tracking aspects of the Amazfit Active 2. Now for this, you can actually flip the device to the back and you can see that we do have a brand new layout in terms of sensors at the back. Now this is what Amazfit is calling the Bio Tracker 6.0, and it's actually their latest bio sensors that actually helps to improve better heart rate tracking and sleep tracking. Now I particularly like this because I'm very curious to find out more about my sleeps, and every day after every sleep session you can see that it shows me my amount of readiness. I like the fact that this readiness is very important because it shows sort of like my body battery, how ready I am for the day. You can also check your sleep heart rate variability, and more details can obviously be found in the app as well. Now furthermore, if you just want to go and check out your sleep in detail, you can also do that on the watch itself. Over here you can see your heart rate, your deep sleeps, REM, light sleeps, how many times you were awake and all that. Personally, because my sleeps are very often very poorly managed, so I'm actually using this watch to track my entire sleep. Now moving on, obviously you also have your standard heart rate tracking and all that. So your heart rate is in here. You can again tap into that and see more details. You can also go into your SpO2 where you can check out your oxygen levels. And of course, you also have your stress, which a couple of minutes earlier, it seems quite normal for me. Alright, so those are all the health trackers, but since we are talking about health, let me show you the app really quickly over here. Now let's reduce the brightness for that. And if you just go into the app, there's actually a lot of details. So like I said earlier on, we have a very quick overview. You can see everything in detail over here. Now if you just go into the readiness corner, like I mentioned earlier on, this score is actually based on your sleep the previous night. If you just scroll down, you can see we have our physical recovery, your mental recovery, resting heart rate, HRV, a lot of information here, and you can also see the trend for the past 1 week, your score. Everything is just very clear and detailed in the app. Now let's go over to the sleep column, and you can again see more details over here. You can see your regularity, your deep sleep, more details can all be found here. And again, you can see your last 7 days sleep activity. And this is actually pretty cool because it shows you the time you actually went to bed and got up the next day. A lot of detail. It's a very, very detailed app. Alright, now let's move over to the kind of activities that the watch itself tracks, and for this we can go into the list of activities. Now over here, Amazfit is saying that we have more than 160 different activities. Basically everything that you can think of is also included. But what's cool is that it now has this Hyrox race as well as Hyrox physical fitness test that is being tracked by the watch. You can do that. You can find out more about Hyrox on the website itself. Furthermore, the watch itself comes with that 5 satellite GPS on board. So let's say you're going to go outdoors, for a run, for instance, you can actually just use the watch itself without carrying a phone and still be able to track your distance and pace. Now, one more thing that I want to highlight here is that the watch itself also supports that offline maps with turn directions. So just in case you need that, you're going to download the maps first into your phone and it will actually sync it to the watch, so you can have those turn by turn directions. Now finally, a couple more stuff that I like with the watch is that you can obviously answer phone calls on here because it does come with that mic and speaker on board. Very, very handy, especially if you have those parcels coming in. You can just tap to answer directly on the watch. Pretty nice. You also have up to 10 days of battery life. Now realistically, I actually managed to get about 6 days on one single charge, and I think that's fair enough. It's good enough for me. I'm happy with the battery life. And of course, you also have your Z flow. That means you have sort of like a personal assistant. It's over here. You can always just tap that and say, for example, set an alarm for 7 AM. And there you go. The alarm is set right away. So it's very handy. You can ask it a lot of prompts. I'm going to turn that off for now because I'm not going to wake up at 7. Alright guys, so that's pretty much the Amazfit Active tool in a nutshell. Again, a lot of features for under 500 ringgit, which I think is still a pretty good deal. Just to give you a quick recap, the watch itself is very lightweight, very slim. It comes with the brand new sensors for better heart rate and sleep tracking. You also have your GPS on board, more than 160 activities that you can track, a couple of AI features thrown into the watch itself, and it also comes with the mic and speaker, so you can answer phone calls directly on the watch. Now, if you have any further questions about the watch itself, do hit me up in the comment section below. I'll try my best to help you answer out any questions that you may have. And with that said, thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Do take care, stay active, bye bye.